Hey everybody, I hope y'all are doing well. Today I want to talk about finding research for your drama analysis essay. So I'm going to take you through the steps of how to find research sources for this particular kind of essay, a literary analysis. And remember that after this video, I want you to take a quiz to make sure that you understand all the things that you need to do to find research for this paper. So as you're watching this video, take notes. You can pause it whenever you need to. Just keep that in mind, okay? All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of the way and I'm gonna show you my screen and take you through the steps of accessing the databases. Now, to get to the library, you can just do a Google search, or you can go to SMC's homepage, which is where I'm at right here. And if you go to the Academics tab, scroll down, click on Library, then one more click, go to the library website, and then here we are on the library's home page. Now, on this front page, you'll see right here, the librarians put up information about how to access sources from home. So make sure you read over that closely. They also have a PDF file right here that you can click on, and they explain to you exactly what your username and password format is. And I think it's the same for email, for accessing Brightspace and the student portal. I think it's all the same, but if you need a refresher, it's right there. Now, if you see this writing in red, if you have not registered in the library system with your student ID or phone number, you need to visit or call the library during our open hours to do so. Now, I think you can also just email them and communicate with them that way. But that's something that you need to do if you have not done that yet. Since you've been a student at SMC, you have to register with them in order to access the databases that you need for this paper. The contact information for the library is over here. Of course, the hours won't do us much good since they are, like everything else on campus, closed. But here is their phone number. You can give them a call. You can also email them right here. That's probably the best way to get in touch with them at this point. So just email the library and they will help you get access to your sources if you need that help, okay? So just remember, when you're accessing all these databases from home, you have to log in first, okay? Because they want to make sure that it's only SMC students who have access to all of these resources, okay? All right, so once you have logged in to the databases, there's a couple different things that you can look at to find research. Now, you can go to eBooks. Here are several of the databases to find ebooks. I would say for this paper, don't worry about ebooks. I think you're going to have more success finding articles rather than books. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about, well, I'm not going to spend any time really talking about the ebook databases. I'm going to focus mainly on articles. So I'm going to go over to the Articles tab right here on the home page. This is what you need to do to find resources for this paper. After you click on the Articles tab, your next step, go to this link right here called Databases A through Z Guide. You're going to click on that, and it will be at that point, if you have not yet signed in, you'll be asked to sign in. So you have to do that first, okay? Once you sign in, then you'll see a list of all the databases with articles that we have access to, and they're listed alphabetically. There are 4 databases that you can use for this paper, 4 of them, okay? I'm going to point them out to you individually. The very first one starts with an M. The very first one is this one, MLA International Bibliography with Full Text. That is a really good database, and you can find a lot of good resources in this one, particularly for English literature classes. So I click on the title of the MLA database. Then the next screen that pops up, this is the home page for the MLA database, and this is where I can start entering in my search terms. So you are going to find resources that are about the play. You don't want to find anything about the history of the time period. You don't want to look for biographical details of August Wilson. You just want to focus on people who have written about the play, all right? So probably your search terms are generally going to include the title of the play, Fences. Let's just start with Fences and see what happens. I'm just going to type Fences. And then, okay, I have 437 results from that search. Now, if you look at some of these things, I don't know if they're about the play. This third article, okay, that's about the play. This one, not about the play. So you can see from this search, I'm pulling a lot of things in my results that are not the actual play. So if I try fences, and I'm going to put in our playwright's name, August Wilson. Let's see what happens then. Okay, so I have about 20 results now, so that's manageable. But one thing that you want to notice, so when I did my search, fences August Wilson, I'm pulling up sources that say August Wilson and fences all together, kind of like in one phrase, August Wilson's fences, August Wilson's fences. Now, to expand your search a little bit more, you can use what we call a Boolean operator. That just means you're using the word and. Fences and August Wilson. That means it will pull sources that have those words in the title, but they might not necessarily all be one phrase. So I'll show you what I mean. So I'm going to do the search now. Now I have 68 hits. So that expanded a little bit. So look at this first article, August Wilson and the Anti-Spectacle of Blackness and Disability in Fences. So now August Wilson and fences, those words don't have to be adjacent to each other. So using the Boolean operator and can help find actual sources that you need, okay? So I would say try fences and August Wilson to find your sources. So then you can start scrolling through and just by looking at the title, see if some of these things might be relevant to what you're writing about. Let's say that you found some quotes in the play relating to the metaphor of baseball that Troy always talks about. And you look at this article and you say, baseball is history and myth in August Wilson's Fences. I wonder if that will help me talk about what fences symbolize, or fatherhood, or gender, whatever your topic might be. So the next step is to click on that title. And then what I have here is the citation information for this source. It just kind of gives me all the information about the source itself. To find the actual full text, I go to the left margin, the left column, and you click on PDF full text. When you do that, you wait a second, and then the whole text will appear on your computer screen just as it would in hard copy form if you were holding it in your hand. So then you can look at this article, you can scroll down and skim it, and you can see, might there be some sentences that you can take from this source and put into your essay. So when you find a source that you think is going to work for you, you have a couple options about things that you can do with that source right at that moment, okay? The very first thing you can do is start taking notes. Say, okay, this is a really good sentence. Maybe this sentence is an idea that I agree with and I'm building on with my own argument. Maybe it is a sentence that you disagree with. You take a different perspective on things than that writer of the essay does. So you can take out those sentences and put them right into the essay that you are developing, or just keep a Word document of your notes from your research. Now, one thing that you want to make sure, if you're going to start taking notes right away, make sure that when you get a quote, let's say I'm going through here and I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this quote right here. This is exactly what I want to put in my paper. So if I'm going to quote that in my essay, I need to know the page number for my in-text citation. So I look down here and I'm like, okay, it's coming from page 350 in this journal. So you have to make sure that when you get a quote, a sentence or two, or short passage from an article, make sure you have the page number. You need that page number to put in your in-text citation after a quote from research. So don't forget to do that, and then you have to go back later and try and find it, and it just makes your life difficult. So find that page number right away. Now, there's a couple other things. If you look over here on the right margin, there are other couple icons that might be helpful for you. The print button, you can print this article out or save it as a PDF to your computer. You can email the article to yourself. If you click on email, you just put your email address right there, and you can put a subject if you want. It will email the PDF as an attachment to you. You can also get the citation emailed to you. You just need to make sure that if you do that, you choose MLA for your citation format, since that is the format that we are using in English class. The other thing that the other important button over here on the right is your citation machine button. This will give you the actual citation for the source. So scroll down to the MLA citation format, and then you can just copy and paste that into your essay, and this will go on the Works Cited page at the end. We'll talk more about the Works Cited page later on, but I want you to know, use these citation machine buttons. They are in every database. Use them because they will produce the citation for you that you need on your Works Cited page. Okay? So that was the MLA database. I'm going to go back to, let's see, I'm going to close this and I'm going to go back to the article database A through Z page where we were at a few minutes ago. So I just went to the IMS and I found the MLA International Bibliography with Full Text. That's your first option for a database. Your next option would be go to Bees. You can look at Bloom's Literature. Let's see, where is it? So I just scrolled past it. Bloom's Literature, this is another database that you can use. It's similar in that you type in your search terms. Let's do Fences and August Wilson. And then here in this database, you need to make sure that you click on criticism, because that's what we're looking for. And then you can find essays the same way that we did before. You'll also have the same buttons to print it, to create the citation. This database also will read aloud some of the articles for you, so that can be helpful too. So that's Bloom's Literature. This one, again, that's your second option for your databases. Your third option, if you go to the L's, the third database that you can use, Literary Reference Center. I'll just click on that real quick to show you what it looks like. So again, you type in your search terms, Fences and August Wilson, and then you can look for the results there. And there might be some overlap between different databases, so don't be surprised if you see that. And one thing that you want to make sure that you are looking at an article that has a full text attached to it. If it doesn't have a full text, then you can't read the article, you can't use it. So just be careful of that, okay? And when you click on an article, you'll also see, just like in the other databases, those icons that you should use to print or save, to email it to yourself. Here's your citation machine button. Okay, so that was the third database, Literary Reference Center. Your fourth and final one that you can use is the Literature Resource Center, which looks like this when I pull it up. So it's kind of the same thing. You type in your search terms, Fences and August Wilson. Notice that I don't need to use capital letters, but you do need to spell it correctly. If you misspell Fences or August Wilson or another search term, it will not pull up the results correctly. So again, same thing. You can search through the articles here. Ooh, The Legacy of the Father in the Plays of August Wilson. That sounds interesting. I'm going to click on that. So here is that article. There are buttons here at the top of the Literature Resource Center where you can do the same things, your citation machine, email it to yourself, download it, print it, etc. So that is a quick rundown of how you can find sources in the library. So if you have any questions, once you start looking for sources, if you run into any trouble, you can always email me, you can email the library. I will also be sending out the email address for the librarians. You can email them directly with questions. They're more than happy to help you. This is a process that's going to take several days. So don't think you can sit down and in an hour find everything you need for this essay. You'll have to do searching one day, come back and do some more searching the next day. So it will be a process, but hopefully it will be a process that will go smoothly for you as long as you're looking in those 4 databases that I pointed out to you. So if you have any questions, y'all, you can always email me. We can have a video conference. You can email the librarians. We'll talk more about how to bring all of that research into your paper within the next couple days. So stay tuned for that. Okay, thanks everybody. Talk to you soon.